Kanye's on a fucking whole other level right now.
Oh, how do we feel about Lil Yachty playing in How High Part 2?
I'm not mad at it.
But no Method Man and Redman.
Yeah, you know what? I read that a few months back. I think they're writing it. They're helping write it. They'll probably have a cameo or something. I don't think Lil Yachty's going to be the one to fucking sell that movie, though, to be completely honest with you.
Yeah, somebody get How High 2 the fuck out of here.
Who else could they have put in that movie?
How High 2 with Lil Yachty?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
You didn't hear about this?
Hold on. Wasn't it?
Yo, should we just bring a broom in here for the rest of the shows? And like anytime we have to sweep somebody the fuck off of the stage.
So it's not with Red and Meth? Didn't they do part 2 already?
Nah, they're helping write it or something.
Oh, what the fuck is this?
Apparently, like, they're not going to star in it.
At least
I don't see that being...
I don't fuck with it.
Well, the young generation might fuck with it. That's
I don't give a fuck what the young generation wants. I want How High.
Yeah, at least they gotta do a feature.
If fucking Snoop Dogg at fucking 40 years old can go do fucking Mac and Devin go to fucking high school or some shit like that, yo, Method Man and Redman can pull off a couple more years in fucking college.
At least
they can Van Wilder in it,
at least put Wiz Khalifa in it. You know what I mean?
No, get the fuck out of here.
But I mean, if you know what I mean, but I'm just saying, like, something.
We need to,
come on, man.
No, yeah, that one's not gonna fucking fly if they have Lil Yachty.
I saw that shit. I was like, what the fuck am I seeing right now?
That is so trash.
I was like, nah, this ain't real.
I can't fuck with trash. That.
Well, shout out to the fucking Leafs because it's a 1-1 tie game right now. Apparently, according to fucking Bing. I don't know why Bing came up instead of Google.
Yo, fuck the Bing? NHL.
Really?
Yeah.
Right, I like the NHL. I'm not really like a hardcore hockey fan, you know, like I'm not super Canadian hockey fan, but I have faith in the Leafs this year, man.
It's like one of those things.
Super fucking stacked and
It's one of those things when something's so whack and so many people love it so hard.
Have you ever gone to a live hockey game?
Oh fuck yeah, I've been to tons.
Dude,
I've been to the one there still Maple Leaf Gardens.
Oh shit! Are you fucking kidding me? That's
no,
dope.
with the Loblaws now.
Yeah. Shout out fucking Loblaws.
Yeah, fucking right. No, I know all about hockey games and fucking shit. I used to watch sports when I was young. I don't like sports personally for a reason.
Yeah.
Because it's just modern day bread and circuses, except you pay for it.
That's just weird to me, but I get
you know what bread and circuses is though, right?
Yeah. It's like the shit they would do back in like the fucking Greek and Roman days.
And
like
distract the people. Yeah, you work for the state all day and then you would fucking provide like a live show at the Coliseum and provide everyone free bread and alcohol and people would
all smashed.
Basically, the ideology behind it was that common people wouldn't get together and think. Or talk.
Exactly. Yeah, that's
you just occupy them. They work for you all day, and then you occupy them.
Yeah.
Now the only difference is now you pay for your 2 for a beer or your fucking $20 cup of beer at the fucking stadium, and you pay for your tickets to go there if you're even lucky enough to go there, or you pay for the fucking NHL network on television or whatever shit that is. You know what I mean? Fuck that shit. That's why I don't fuck with sports. But you know what I mean? Everyone can be looked at that, and that's why like I hate when music like gets too simplified, too public, too popularly, because it's like music can easily be that tool too. Yeah. It can be bread and circuses, but if you got somebody who at least like put some thoughts, some good, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then it plays a different role, a different purpose. That's why even like M's Revival album, that shit was trash. Like no disrespect to Eminem, like you know, I wasn't fucking with it, but at least he tried.
But you can't dictate what the people are gonna fucking like, though.
No, you can't either.
Like what they're gonna like. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe he was ahead of his time. Maybe he was like too not behind his. Maybe it just didn't work. Like you know.
Yeah, shit happens.
You know, and time tells a lot of things about things too, as well, right? So I don't know who really knows, but anyways, yeah, that's why I like rappers who can rap, but they don't always rap. If that's like the direction you're going, you know what I mean? But I think it's like, it's important to like preserve dopeness.
I get the sentiment, bro. I get what you're saying right now. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, I don't know how we got all the way into that from the hockey comment. But I think the Leafs are gonna kick some fucking ass this year. So shout out to the Toronto
Logic's
Leafs.
album.
Do they have a better team?
Yeah, than they did last year.
Way better team. Like
they
got a shitty team for like 20 years.
No, what are you fucking kidding me? Right now, the Leafs
they had a shitty team for 20 years.
The Leafs are the most stacked
20 years
in the NHL right now, in my opinion.
I hope so.
And I like. Dude, they got young guys that are ready to go. They're hungry. They want this shit.
The fuck
so, shout out to the Maple Leafs. I got faith in them. I want to see them dominate. That's what I'm looking at.
I just want to have that good ass.
You know, if we win the Stanley Cup though, like
the
whole city's over and down.
I'm just dripping like
we're gonna riot. If the Leafs win, it's gonna be like one of the biggest riots that you've seen in North America.
I'll be so pumped. I want to loot so badly. Yo, for real, that's like a life goal of mine. Like to go to a boiling point
Apple
somewhere
store.
where like some sort of ride.
Straight to the closest Apple store.
No, I'm playing the '70s Bronx style. You know what I'm saying? I'm going straight to the electronic stores, getting some Techniques, a couple blank records, a Serato box. You know what I'm saying? And I'm fucking.
You're saying Blue Radio should fucking look out.
Yo, nah, man, no independent businesses. I'm going straight to like. Yo, why you airing me out right now? Yo, this is dry snitching.
This is dry snitching.
Yo,
right now,
you Vlad right now,
Get the
yo.
fuck out of
yo,
here.
right now, Dustin Wareham is Vlad.
Oh,
Dustin
fuck.
Vlad
Fuck Get the fuck out of here. Shut up, Vlad, for asking
somebody bring the world's biggest
questions.
broom right now to sweep my ass the fuck out of here.
Shout out to Vlad for asking the pressing questions, though, because that's what's up.
Yeah, yo, fuck. I fucks with Vlad. But yo, something that's not rap.
Yeah, let's transition into something. What's going on in Toronto? Yo, these shootings, man. There was a dude who got shot. There was a few shootings in the last few hours. There's a lot of shootings in Scarborough.
Get the fuck out of here, accidental shootings.
Yeah, I think someone got killed today in Scarborough today. Yeah. You know, that's my borough. Fuck. Something like that by high school. You know, fucked up. I know someone got stabbed a couple days ago, got killed or something like that.
My thing is this: a lot of people are thinking, "What's going on right now?" This shit has been going on in front of you for the past 5+ years.
For sure it has. Longer than that.
Yeah.
Way longer than that.
One of my friends
5 years.
I don't even know how many years he passed. Maybe 3 years now, 4 years.
Yeah, rest in peace to him,
on the
man.
27th, he got stabbed on the Danforth. He just opened up a restaurant. I was supposed to check him that same night. And I was like, I'm going to check him next week.
Divine intervention.
By Monday, I find out that dude's dead.
Oh, wow.
Last week, I'm not even going to say what I'm going to say. So, I was supposed to be somewhere. I'm not going to say exactly where.
Right.
Heard somebody got killed.
Damn.
That's crazy.
And that happened like a week, 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So, this shit happens.
Yeah.
I've been at parties where everything was cool. Somebody shot somebody, and the process was they were trying to rob that person. This is what happened a few years ago. So don't tell me this is just all of a sudden this is happening. This has been happening in our city.
Oh, for
We've
sure
been
it's been
ignoring
happening.
it. There's been multiple stabbings throughout the past few years. But we don't take stabbings as seriously.
No,
as we
for
take
some
shootings.
reason. But somebody that does a stabbing is way more of a fucking psycho than an accidental murderer.
Yeah.
Oh,
you gotta get a
fuck
lot closer to actually stab somebody.
Oh,
than
fuck
you to
yeah.
shoot somebody, right? So it's definitely a lot more.
No, it's way more personal. And you gotta be prepared to put knife through
And
flesh.
there's a lot of reasons why this is happening.
A few times.
It's not just one reason or another. It's a lot of reasons.
Yeah.
Price of living, like all types
Oh,
of
there's
shit.
a lot of things that go into
sure.
this.
Yeah.
For sure.
Economics is a huge
Yeah.
one, but everybody wants to blame the smaller issue,
Yeah.
right? Oh, look at the communities. Look at that. Like, there's so many different excuses
But the
to look
communities
at.
are a direct effect of the economy.
Exactly,
Yeah.
but that's the thing people like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's one thing I think is kind of like part of this. You know, like there's the ban on Muslims that's going on in like America and stuff. You know what I mean?
shit in the
And then
world, by the
stupid
way.
shit like that. But like, where does the line draw next, right?
Yeah.
Like, what's the next enemy? What's the next thing they're trying to pin you against?
Well, I'm hearing that Tory, he wants to kick people out who have criminal records or repeat offenders out of like Toronto community housing spots or whatever. But it's like, bro, where are they gonna go?
Yeah, and most
You're
of the
gonna kick these
returning
people out. Where
offenders
the fuck are they gonna
are
go?
generally.
I'm not
It's
saying
like a 50-50 split, but half of them might be still going back to the street shit.
Right.
But if you're like a regular offender, you're probably going back to the street shit. It's like a 75-25.
Yeah.
But still, a few of those people are coming out, not even
Well,
wanting to do anything
this
to
is
do
the
with
issue,
that.
though.
But I mean, you're not really like you're
This is the
rooting
thing.
an issue
But this is the
at
problem.
all.
When they
That's
go-
not helpful.
When they go in, regardless, what are they learning when they come out? What are they
Nothing.
doing that whole time when they're in?
None of this is effective. The only thing that's effective is changing the conditions in which people are forced to live in.
Absolutely, man.
Economics is the root of things.
Yeah.
But see, and that's one thing we talked about in an earlier show that we never brought back up.
Yeah.
And it's Band-Aids. And it's just things that corporate, capitalist, Western world does to disguise issues. Because the rooting an issue is always too expensive, right?
Right,
And that's
right.
exactly what all this shit is. It's the same as anything that capitalist, westernized world creates that destroys basically, as the rich get richer, the poor get poor.
Yeah, and that's
fuck
a
yeah.
big situation that's been going on in the city.
Oh,
right
they
in
just
front
talked
of
about
us,
that too.
man.
Yeah.
Right in front of us.
Yeah.
Look what's going on with the whole thing with Doug Ford and the Bill 148. I don't know.
Oh, man.
I don't
That's
know
crazy.
everything about it. I've had a discussion on my page about it. I'm hearing both sides. And I understand both sides. But What is part-time workers and temporary workers? It's basically to protect them. But I get it where certain things in that bill fuck up employers too. They need to come to a resolution on both sides.
Well, let's look at it like this. We were supposed to have a raise of minimum wage up to $15 an hour.
Which is part of that bill.
Right. And what had happened was, in anticipation of this raise,
all these companies have already inflated.
Raised their prices, inflated their prices, let people go, did whatever they could because they thought it was going to hurt their bottom line. Now they're canceling this raise. These companies aren't going to
lower their prices.
Their bottom line. It's going to stay the same. Now, a lot of people complained about the raise in minimum raise. And a lot of these people complain because what I said before, I think I said it to you guys last week off air. People base their failure, they base their bottom line on what somebody is getting paid for minimum wage. So if you're getting paid $20 for an hour and someone sees, oh shit, this person's going to jump from $12 an hour to $15 an hour, they feel like they are now that much closer to being a failure because this person is approaching parity to them and what they're getting paid. Instead of just looking at it differently, like, oh man, you know, I got a life to live.
Everyone deserves to survive.
Right. So you have that. And now what you also have happening is companies are being put in a position now where it's like, why would they hire you full time? Unless they're like construction or something along those lines. But like, why would they hire you full time if they're just office or this, that, or the other?
Literally,
because now they don't have
4 months ago started working my first job that was ever actually full time. I'd worked other jobs that were quote unquote full time before, but there was no different than being a part time where you just guaranteed hours.
That's the status. They can keep you in a part time status, giving you full time hours without giving you the benefits, without giving you the health insurance, without giving you the stock. Or whatever you're entitled to because you're busting your ass for them. Now, what this does is say, okay, no, you're only getting part-time. We're going to make sure that we have priority in your life for the hours that we assign you because it's not full-time. You're going to get random hours. You're going to get a select amount of hours. If business dips, we can cut your hours. If business increases, we can increase your hours, but because it's so randomized, you can't go get another part-time job to supplement the money that you're not making here because we come first. We are the priority. And what this also...
Do you know what?
Oh, hold on, let me just...
You can't get 2 jobs, though.
No, if you have to. You can. But if you don't know what your schedule is going to be, because your schedule varies every other week to every other week, then that puts you in a status of limbo because you don't know if this week you're going to be working Saturday, Sunday, Friday, Monday, whatever, because it changes to their business needs. And they consider themselves having the first priority. So it puts your life in a status limbo where you can't just say, okay, I'm going to get the second job and I'm statically working these hours because I need them and I need to make this money.
But anyone who works at a job that scatters you like that, though, needs to just fucking quit.
Yeah, but sometimes it's hard.
Because you can go get a similar job at a very similar place.
Not necessarily.
That would be more reliable. The only places that really fuck you like that are retail stores or fucking bars.
No.
Those are the only places that'll fuck you around hours
not
like
at all,
that.
bro. I worked at Bell for 12 years, and for that 12 years, I got hired on as full-time. After I got hired on as full-time, they never hired anybody that came after me, like my particular class or whatever. They never hired anybody full-time. So for the next 10 years that I was there, all these people who came after me were only considered part-time. Because it's business needs, the company our schedules would literally vary depending on how the department hours were needed. So sometimes I would have to work a Saturday, sometimes I wouldn't. It's like, yo, I got seniority. Why am I working on the weekend when I've been here for X amount of years? What it also happened is they're paying us great. They're giving us, benefits or whatever. But because some of these people have been there, for so long, but they're only part-time, they can't get loans to go buy houses. And again, because their schedules are shifting based on business needs, they can't get that second job to say, shit, well, this has got to supplement.
See, that's crazy.
So what happens is when you say, okay, we're going to put you in this position, it now makes a company... and another reason why I even got let go is because they start opening up companies all around different parts of Canada where
Dustin
they can
right
hire
now is like, yo, fuck Bell Canada.
No,
this is like kill shot right now.
I understand where they're coming from as business. But they start hiring... they start opening up different centers all around Canada. They start opening companies in Morocco, Philippines, Tunisia... Right? Then they start threatening us, hey, these guys are producing better numbers. So if you don't produce the numbers that they can produce, why are we going to pay you over $20 an hour for a job?
And this is the problem, right?
So that's what happens.
Doug Ford is claiming that if they if we scrap this bill, more jobs will come to Ontario. Now, prior to this bill, like he's saying, What was Bug Canada doing? Shipping jobs elsewhere.
Do you know what drawing more jobs is a term that always scares me?
Of course.
Because when you're bringing more jobs, then to me that tells me that you're doing something to cut the rights of humans.
Yeah.
Because the reason we have a business production rate factories, stuff like that.
Yeah.
If we're on a competing scale with more third world countries that don't have these rights,
people would be getting paid nothing.
Then we would have more factories.
Yeah.
The reason we don't should say something to the fucking humanity of the country we live in.
Yeah.
But instead, people are too fucking stupid to once again, it's capitalism.
Yeah.
Band-aids on everything. You know what I mean? It's like, did you know that most E. coli breakouts, 90%, 80% of them are because they feed the cows a corn feed diet for like pretty well their whole lives.
Yeah.
And it's been actually scientifically proven that if you were to feed a cattle, I think it's like a grass diet, like just like a dinner or whatever,
diet,
a grass at 3 times a week, opposed to just pumping them full of corn, that E. coli rates will go down like 95%. But that's a root.
Right.
Business likes to put a Band-Aid.
Of course.
So, because corn through the Monsanto, producing the GMO-produced corn,
right.
and the global market, and it's so cheap, it's much cheaper to feed these massive fucking breeds of cattle corn than it is to actually grow fields of grass and it's cheaper to give them the fucking corn. So they're eating this, and that's where it all comes from. So it's too expensive of a problem for the capitalists
to deal with.
So they Band-Aid it. You know what I mean? Recalls, things like that. Like, let a couple people die, then we recall.
Shout out Chris Thomas, who said his family's got a cattle farm, and that's fact.
Hey, yo, bring me some of that Angus beef, fam. What are we talking about right now?
No, I forgot what I was going to say.
But Band-Aids on society.
No, but with the Bill 148, he's basically, like, scrapping his bill is basically putting businesses in a position to profit off of maximizing off of your time and minimizing off of what they have to provide you for the time that they buy from you.
See, this is how you get to fucking literally third world status.
And this guy he said he went around
slowly.
He said he
like they just strip our rights from us. Like
slowly.
Here's actually a good question.
Yeah.
When do you think was the pinnacle of our freedom rights? Because now we're at a degress. But when do you think was the highest that it had been progressed to where it started to degress again?
Our rights?
When we're
I'd say right now. I would say
you
right
think
now
it just started to topple downwards? Like, don't you think that there's been?
I think we still
have each little
more
thing
rights.
is a little action to get you a little further down, so you're
Kind
in like
of.
literally like a fucking military state.
I think what
you know what I
people
mean?
don't
Like the
understand-
degressing your individual laws so much one by one right now. Like cell phones and things are a huge one because it's privacy, which is so important that people don't actually realize. Being an artist, musician sucks because you need social media and shit, and you got to utilize it, right?
No, I agree.
But aside from that, like most of these people, like get the fuck off Facebook, dude.
Listen, but what do you have that nobody
privacy
who's
is important.
ever come? Privacy is a little important. You can figure out ways to get it.
No, it's
but
very
there's
important.
Something that all of us have in this room that our ancestors have never had. Even our fathers and our mothers have never had. And that's the fact that we have more information in our pocket that has ever existed in the history of mankind that has ever been accessible.
And they're trying to control that too.
That's what I was just going to say. Network neutrality, things like
that,
that all controls what you see.
But if you are smart and if you are intelligent, you know what to look for. You know how to find the information that you need to find.
But can we rely on society just being smart and intelligent these days?
Sometimes you can't rely on society.
Fucking real.
Sometimes the only person you can rely on is the person that looks at you when you look in the fucking mirror.
That's the only person.
Right? So if you can sit there and educate yourself, then you know, okay, I'm good. Now let me try to help this person, but you can only lead a horse to water. You can't force that horse to drink the water. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But when you educate yourself, you free yourself. So
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? As far as I'm concerned, we kind of have more rights now than we ever have had. Now there are conditions that are a little bit different and social things that are a little bit different. But to be honest with you, as a black man, I'd rather be alive right now than alive any other period of time in the last 500 years.
Okay, yo.
Prior to that,
you know what?
You know what I'm saying? I can't really speak on
it. See, I didn't even
but
think about asking it in a racial sense. I was just asking it in
in
normal
general
sense.
sense.
When you say that, that actually, I can see that.
Now it's up to me to maintain those rights for myself and the future generations and say, okay, yo, we got to fight for the freedoms we have and fight for other freedoms of other people.
I just think all of us should be treated like white people were in the 50s by the government. That's how society should be. You know what I mean?
That's funny, bro.
So you're gonna come home and, hey, honey, and you got the suit on.
No, that's
The ideal for
that's
all.
culturism.
The
That's
ideal
like
for all.
being who they are. I don't want everyone to be that.
No.
I want everyone to have that right.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Yo, think about it. Like, my dad was drinking and driving when he was a kid.
Oh,
yeah.
That was legal. You were taking a 2-4 in the car with 5. Like, that's why Dazed and Confused is one of my favorite movies of all time, because it represents
pretty
that
interesting
era
movie.
pretty fucking actually.
And this
like,
is the thing, right? Back then, when things, I think it's because, over time, people ended up killing each other. And this is the reason why they said, you can't do that shit no more.
But you know what? The biggest corporations
So-
in the world kill the most people.
No,
Nobody says
obviously.
shit because everything's capitalist.
No, I understand
but that wasn't
that.
even a thing back then.
No,
People were
yeah.
just like,
But what I'm
yeah.
saying is, like-
At least you let people do what the fuck they wanted.
I know that,
And
but
kill themselves if they wanted to. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? You're
But
like,
that-
all right, I'm killing
but-
people, but at least I'll let these motherfuckers kill themselves too if they want to have fun. But now everything's like a fucking
Of
military
course, of
state.
course,
It's
of
heading
course.
towards that way. And yet everything's still killing you.
yeah.
Well, because the thing is,
We
like,
still have fluoride in the water. There's still all these fucked up preservatives in all these food.
yeah,
We
yeah.
still have 98% of the fucking
But that's
industry
where-
of fucking
Yeah.
fruits and vegetables we eat is GMO produced.
Yeah, yeah.
They're created in a fucking test tube. We live in like literally a madness state. People are claiming girl to be boy and boy girl and everything, and it's acceptable to tell these kids that at fucking 5 years old when they fucking don't know fucking different. Anything. You haven't even grown hair on your balls, and you're going to say it's okay to want to be a girl? And now there's a law in place. Did you not know, though, in Canada, there's a law in place that you can actually be charged if your child shows interest in being a different sex, and it can be like a harassment type of charge.
Federal?
I can't remember, but it's a harassment type of charge. You can be sued
Word.
if you don't take your kid to get the the surgery, like the process to start overdoing
And if you don't got the money to do
their
it,
sexuality.
No, man,
There's
that's
actual law?
no.
It's
no.
like
You're
some,
gonna
like-
need to show me that law
Yeah.
because I do not believe that is a law at.
It's a
all.
discrimination thing. It's like saying you're not being a good
man.
parent if you're not willing to
Alright, you
take
need
the
to
steps
Google that.
forward to
Unfortunately, I
your
need to
child
go right.
doing
I
what
need
they
to go
feel
to
is
the
right.
washroom, but that's crazy.
that's crazy, bro.
Yo, I wish I knew the name of the law. Look it up though, man. Like that shit's
No. There's no lie in that. Someone needs to Google that. I will be back. I want to see that shit on a computer screen because that is a lie. There's no way that is possible.
that's not a lie,
I will
man.
be back.
Anything's possible. You just got to see the proof. This is the first time I'm hearing it. So, like I said, even with the Doug Ford saying scrapping that shit, like when
I mean,
saw
it's
it-
either a law that's passed or they're trying to pass it,
No, it's-
Trudeau.
no.
But it's like it exists.
Yeah.
The fact that this exists is the scary thing to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's crazy, man.
Because I feel like you should have at least had to have sex 20 times to decide what sex you want to be. Like, that's just me personally. I don't think a 5-year-old, like, you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Has have the mental.
Nah, man. I put my mom's bra on when I was a kid. Can you imagine my parents walked in? We're like, oh my God, we're getting your sex changed. Like, get the fuck out of here with that shit.
There are some people just raising.
That's
their
crazy
Kid.
to
They're
me.
raising their kid to be neither boy or girl. I saw some
That's
shit.
cool. Do that.
And it's kind
That's
of
fine.
cool, but
I don't support sex shit. Like,
Yeah.
do you know how young, like, look it up. Do you know how young certain people are getting transformations, whether it be estrogen pills if you're a boy or whatever it is, but
Yeah.
how young they're getting these transformation methods?
And I've been seeing that.
Like, if I can't gamble at a fucking corner store on a $3 scratch
Or
ticket,
buy
don't tell me
cigarettes.
I'm smart enough to fucking
Yeah.
decide what sex I want to be the rest of my fucking life.
Until I'm 18, I can't drink till I'm 19. I can't drive until a certain.
Like,
but
but I can decide what sex I want to be, even though I've had no sexual experience in life. I don't
Yeah.
even have my hormones yet. Like, I'm not
Yeah.
even like, no, that doesn't work.
But I guess they're trying to get them as young as possible.
But a life-altering decision like that,
yeah,
and you know,
even
I-
abortion wise.
and see, and I hate to even take it to this because I'm
Yeah.
not trying to say because I love all people. If you're whatever you are, you're gay, you're bi, you're transgender, you're like, you know, whatever you are, that's
Yeah.
cool. I get it. But what I'm saying is getting it pushed on children is what bothers
they
me.
need to learn at least.
Because like children's minds are impressionable. They don't even know what the fuck they're thinking.
Yeah.
And I feel like to make that as a conscious decision, like I feel like I can consciously decide to drive a car, smoke cigarettes, and drink alcohol a little bit more so than I can to decide what gender I want to be the rest of my life at a younger age.
There's a lot of
than
people
fucking like being able to determine that as a kid.
There's a lot of people who've done it and ended up deciding wanting to go back.
Well, this is the fact I was going to bring up why I
Yeah.
said I wanted to say it didn't seem like hate. But it's 80% of the people who undergo these types of transformations
Yeah.
end up committing suicide.
Yeah.
That like the suicide rate is so huge, it's ridiculous.
Is it because of the change, or is it because of how they're treated?
Well, the claim is that it's because of how they're treated. But if you look at like you know what I mean? But the black community at certain periods, like the black suicide rates aren't through the roof because they're not being treated with respect.
Yeah, but
people don't necessarily just kill themselves because they're not being treated with respect.
The suicide rate now in general across the board with people is a lot higher than it used to be because of various reasons. Some say the social media.
There's a lot of things. Social media is one. Things that are in your food, different things. You know what I mean? The calcifying of your third eye, your pineal gland. You know, fluoride in your water calcifies your pineal gland.
Suicide was always a thing, but in this society, it's so. I wouldn't say it's as common, but it's across the board. It's like the numbers have risen.
Have they? Have the suicide numbers really risen though? Like, is there like a confirmed stat?
If you do it per capita, have they really risen?
I'm going off of more American numbers.
But you know what? I believe that they would have though.
Yeah.
Because the simplest people in the world are the happiest. The people who have the least are the happiest.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I think like it is what it is. I don't think the numbers per se have risen. If they have, it might be because of some of the medication that they're giving.
Well, we can't really say what we think till we look it up.
Well, hold on. I think the
I would say suicide rates are probably a lot higher now.
And I'm going off American numbers, so just because they're population wise.
You know what? You could absolutely be right.
I'm not even judging it. Like I don't know numbers, but I'm assuming. Because of just the age.
What were you referencing though? Because I was just out there for a moment. So you're referencing.
Well, I'm reading right now. I'm going off of this right now. This is whatever said. The annual U.S. suicide rate increased 24% between 1999 and 2014.
Okay, but what happened between that period though as well?
A lot of shit.
But hold on. A few things, in my opinion, happened in that period. Number one being the Afghani and the Iraq War, specifically the Afghanistan War, which brought in a huge amount of opium from Afghanistan. But also, we know these soldiers are coming over with PTSD.
North Part 2.
These guys are coming in with PTSD, and I think there's about a 22 soldier a day suicide rate. Yeah. So, yes, you could say it's, this, that, or the other, but this war obviously has increased. I'm sure if you look post-World War II or post-Vietnam, you see that suicide rates are probably a little bit higher as well in America. But I think that probably has to do a lot with the war, and probably has to do a lot.
But 24%. How many people even fought in the war? What's the American army nowadays? Like 10,000 fucking soldiers because everything's technology.
Oh,
well, there's countries in the world that have a million like standing army of soldiers still. You know what I mean? So like America don't have like I'm pretty sure it's in the thousands. They have less than a million.
They have 300 million people. So.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure there's less than a million. And look it up.
Yeah, Chris Thompson
in the U.S. Army.
Estrogen from all the antidepressants in the water.
Yeah. Well, that's one thing feminizing men. That's one thing feminizing men.
Listen, man, if you go back and look at shit in the 60s or 70s, they had guys wearing fucking heels. They had guys with hair down here and all types of stuff. I don't think we're feminizing men any more than men have ever been feminized. I just think, like, with the hyperinflation of mass media, it appears that way.
No, man, you're so woke, but then you, like, look at things from such a middle ground. You're like, things aren't connected. The industry didn't destroy Public Enemy.
I'll put it like this: there's more people on the planet. Period.
Yeah.
So with more people equals more of everything.
And you got to look at again, as I was saying, like
I can't compare this to 1950 when there's actually way more people now than in 1950.
But everything you got to do it per capita.
Exactly, per capita. Yeah. Right, but then you also have to look at how fast the media spreads compared to then as well. You know what I mean? Like the fact that you would.
Well, I think that would be part of the point of your argument, though. Yeah, like because you're basically proving that media and social media were the increased rate.
Not necessarily the increased rate, but they have to show you that it happened instead of like hiding under the rug. You know, like again, a news story that happens in fucking Des Moines, Iowa, can be seen in India in 2 minutes rather than 2 months. Yeah. You know what I mean? So a lot of these stories were getting hidden and just brushed under the rug. You can't necessarily just hide that stuff under the rug anymore, you know?
Yo, if you could commit a crime and never have to do the time, what would it be?
If what?
Bank robbery.
If I could commit a crime and get away with it,
I don't even think about it.
Well,
Bank robbery.
I would say murder, depending on who I got to kill.
Oh,
Hey, yo, somebody shut the fucking gunshots off from Mike Stoan right now.
I ain't murdering anybody, man.
No, I mean like, justified is justified. I'm just being honest.
And that's not murder. That's like self-defense.
No, it doesn't gotta be self-defense.
Yo, do we fuck with K Solo Fugitive though?
Listen,
yeah, of course. If someone say I had a daughter, if someone raped my daughter, I'm gonna kill them.
Because all of them said.
And if I can get away with it, that's not
there.
self-defense.
You got me there.
That's not self-defense.
You got me there. I fucks with that.
Daughter or my son. Whatever.
All right, can I tell you my crime?
Yeah.
You guys are both like kind of borderline of it, but if you'd have robbed the Federal Reserve.
Where are you gonna hide that shit? Where are you gonna
doesn't matter.
spend
He's not
it?
gonna go to
Well,
jail.
you're getting away with it. What the fuck?
Okay.
Why are you trying to make this shit realistic, fam? This is you getting away with it.
I'm just
I'm
saying.
robbing the Federal Reserve, motherfucker.
That's a good move.
There's a certain amount of money that you can carry, and there's a certain amount of money that you can't.
But he's gonna get away with it.
Yeah, but I'm getting away with it regardless.
Yeah.
Like,
I feel you,
at this point, the standards we set up for this, I could walk in there with a fucking water gun and walk out with all the money, and the cops would have to stand at the side of the street and be like, let the people move for Kelly Maloney. You know what I'm saying? Literally, we asked under the standards, you couldn't get caught for it.
Die Hard 3
I could
type
pretty
shit.
much do anything at this point. We could take this left real quick.
That's what's up.
Wow.
But we ain't gonna harass no political parties at this
I don't know,
week.
man, like, yeah, so that would be it. Like, so you'd rob the Federal Reserve. You
Fuck
get away
yeah.
with the crime. Word.
And then
what
I would like
superpower?
I would set like justice in the world
What
with it.
superpower would you have? You could have a superpower. I'd like to fucking fly.
I would want my dick to be Inspector Gadget.
Bam, bam.
So it could do anything, you know what I mean? It could like fly me around and stuff. I could just like,
so
you know what I
you
mean? Like we could like be chill, like you guys be chilling at the bar and be like, yo, I'll meet you guys there later. And next thing you know, I just like come from the ceiling like Bret Hart, except I don't fall to my death. And like it just
That
happens.
was Owen, by the way. That was real poor taste. Rest in peace,
Poor
Owen
taste.
Hart.
That's the
I'm
it's
a
the same
Owen Hart
taste I leave in
fan.
your mouth when I come down and propel her dick fucking into the middle of the bar like, what's up, homies? You'd be like,
So hold on. You
damn!
want your dick to be
This guy
Inspector
crazy.
Gadget. You don't want to be Inspector
No, I'm not
Gadget.
Inspector Gadget. My dick is. It's so much more impressive that way.
Yeah, well, you remember y'all
I'm just sitting in the middle of the park and I'm fucking doing push-ups without my hands on the ground. You're just like, yo, what the fuck this motherfucker doing? You get up a little closer. You're like, oh, god damn it, I just looked at that.
Yo.
You're like, yeah.
You wild
Yeah,
kid.
it was
You know
you
what I'm
guys
saying?
who sent that
You're
video
wild.
with the dude who kicked the
You're
kicked the
wild,
chick.
wild. Yeah,
Inspector
I said
Gad
that
dick.
earlier.
This shit right here.
Yeah,
man.
the abortion clinic thing where dude just
Give
the
the
girl
round
says
house.
something and he just fully
Bam!
kicks the phone.
What? What happens?
You know the video with the dude kicking the chick.
Yeah, I ain't seen this.
Dude,
Right
turn that
here,
around,
bring it
show
around
that
right here,
shit.
bro. This dude didn't even look like he was gonna kick it.
Man, if he had Inspector Gadget as a dick, he would be a lot happier. I'll tell you that much.
Check it out. This is going all over my feed right now.
Oh shit.
This guy, he had no qualms.
I
with
should
kicking
play the
woman.
audio, but
Yeah, you can play the audio.
Yeah,
They
I
can do
wonder if-
fucking
He looks like a
random.
fucking bird.
He kind of does.
Is this guy in the pink sweater?
Yeah, he
Yeah, just mad because he's been beat up by too
he
many
just
chicks.
full on
Fucking
kicked the shit out of that lady.
See, I can't even call him what I want to call him without it being a hate crime nowadays.
Well, you know.
Oh, fuck. You know what though? You can be a faggot without being gay. Let's just set the record straight right here. We only got 4 minutes left, and let's just be honest about this. Yo, can you be a fucking faggot without being gay?
Yeah?
Yes! Mike,
Sure.
can you be a fucking faggot without being gay?
It is what it is. Man.
Listen, I'm not gonna lie.
Can you?
like-
It is what it is.
You can be a fucking faggot without being fucking
No,
gay,
there's
man.
definitely. I've called people that word.
Yeah,
without
straight dudes are
referring to them
faggots
as
more than gay people are.
I cut that word out of my vocabulary probably for the last 10 years.
Oh,
and
fuck
said
that. I
it.
still say it in my rhymes.
I said it for the first time over the summer, and I'm just like, this just feels so wrong. Coming
No,
out
it
of my
feels
mouth.
so
Why did I say
good.
that?
Yo, it feels so good calling a straight person a faggot.
You're a wild boy, Maloney. You're fucking wild. Wow.
Well, I don't want to say it's like, I don't want to say it to a gay person because
I
live
just
your
don't
life,
use the
do your
word
thing.
anymore, to be honest
But yo,
with you.
call a straight person a faggot. That's the one.
Yeah. Yeah, people
but you
really
know
get
what?
offended by that word.
If we go back like 15 years ago,
it was so common.
Well, I would it wouldn't matter if it was gay or straight, because
common. It was like
if you were a faggot, you were a faggot. But it was still the same thing. Gay people were faggots, and were straight people.
Did you guys ever see the South Park episode where the
faggot doesn't mean gay?
Hold on.
That's the thing.
Did you ever a cigarette?
It's fucking sissy.
Isn't it a cigarette?
It's a fucking soft dude. What's a cigarette in England? That's what I mean. Like, are all these American fucking, like, you know what I mean, gonna go to the States and be, or fucking Europe and be like, hey, you got a cigarette, mate? You'd be like, oh, you mean a fag, mate? And be like, yo, let's throw it down. Like, fuck no, you're not. So you know what I mean? Like,
did you guys? Okay, I know you didn't see it, but did you see the South Park episode where the dude's little brother Ike? The guys, like the whole biker squad is going by, like the Hell's Angels, and they're sitting there just running them. The bikes are like loud and shit. So, and little kid, little like 1-year-old or something, when he's like, faggots.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I could not believe it. And they're all like, what the fuck? And so the whole town starts referring to the bikers
as the faggots.
Yeah. And like the bikers completely like, yo, what the hell? And then like, they didn't know how to react to that at all. South Park's good for that shit.
That's why I love South Park.
A word and just kind of like
they force people to have conversations before Kanye and Mike Stone.
That was fucking hilarious.
Is this still on TV, yo?
The little kid looking at the bikers and just being like,
wait. You've never seen South Park, have you?
South Park.
But you haven't seen it in the last 15 years.
You said you ain't watched TV in so long.
I've watched South Park.
Okay. Because South Park is absolutely
when Mr. Hanky still exists?
Yo,
Hanky,
the teacher,
the
right?
Christmas poo.
No, you don't even know Hanky.
Oh, the Christmas poo. I didn't know by name. I just saw a piece of shit.
Mike, we're gonna have to flush you the fuck out of here.
No, Christmas
South Park was dope.
Yeah.
I don't watch it religiously though, but
South Park still is fucking dope. Are you kidding me? I love that.
I mean, they
show,
predicted
man.
Kanye being a gay fish before anyone else did.
Because he likes fish sticks. That's what I was trying to say about
fish
Drake
sticks
last
are
week,
kind of
but it came
orange.
across a little wrong, so. But that no.
Yo, are you on your pro-Trump campaign though, with your sweater and your hat matching?
No. This is for
orange.
No. This is for the
High C.
No, this is for.
No, I'm just playing. I love the combo. I'm jealous.
The residential native students, man.
Oh,
because I didn't rock it the day I was supposed to. And since
I just
we're
made a
doing
joke
podcast
about
today,
that.
I figured I'd rock it today to show support. You know, so
that
shout out
about?
all the native people.
Hey.
It's to show support for all the native kids who were in the residential schools. Many of them never made it home. Many of them were molested. Many of them were murdered. You know, things of that nature.
That's a horrible part of our history,
Absolutely.
But that's a great cause.
We do not talk on it, and I always show solidarity to the native people.
And we got to get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, let's get out of here. But let's end it on a high note. You know what I'm saying? And let's show more respect to the native people, Aboriginal people of this country. They deserve it. That's what's up.
Hey, and if you're still watching right now, come out to Welland Fall Festival this Saturday, October 5th. It's in Welland, 6th. And I will be performing from 9 to 10 o'clock. I am the closer that night. That'll be great. So check that out at www.thccollection.com. Use the promo code HIP, hip hop, all capitals. Save yourself 10% on any purchase you make. And they have Tulip Tuesdays, which is $100. So if you're a pothead like me, you know it's a great deal. Yo, we out Toronto Talks, motherfucker.
Maximum FM, what up?
Hey.
One love, y'all. Peace.
Word. Peace.
It's been a pleasure.
Yo, what's up? It's your man, MLNY, Maloney, Breaking Records Radio. You know what it is. I'm just here to tell you guys right now that you want to, if any of my smokers out there, basically, any of my Canadian smokers, now that it's legal, what you got to do is you got to head over to thccollection.com and check them out. And make sure you use the promo code HIPHOP. That's HIPHOP. And that's all capital letters. Save 10% on every purchase that you make. Anytime. They got everything. They got deals every single day of the week, which include like free whatever with whatever you buy. And my favorite is Tulip Tuesday. You can get $100 ounces. And that's only on Tuesdays, and you save 10% on every purchase with the promo code HIPHOP, all caps. That's HIPHOP. So make sure you go over there, check them out. That's thccollection.com for all your good medical needs, for all your good greenery, your extracts, and all that good stuff.